Hello! It's been quite some time, hasn't it? Since the last time that I decided to get my together and make a video. So, let's talk about the games that I've purchased over about the last 6 months. It's been quite a half year since I've done this. I don't know if I've ever actually said this in a video, but my goal for a very long time has been to collect every Nintendo 64 game in the US. At least that was the start. Now I've ended up buying some from Japan too, but we'll get to those in a little bit. We're gonna start with Battlezone, a game that I haven't really played a lot of, but I did pick up in Canada, along with Batman Beyond, Return of Joker, Carmageddon 64, and Xena Warrior Princess, Talisman of Fate. I took a trip up to Canada this summer to visit a friend of mine, and while I was there, I just happened to pick up all of these wonderful games. I also saw some games that I could not nearly afford. I saw a complete in-box copy of Super Bowling, which was mind-blowing, and also like $5,000 US. I did not buy it. I wish I'd bought it. Well, no, I'm actually glad I didn't buy it, but I wish I had the money to buy it and not worry about it. I also saw Sculptor's Cut. It was a loose copy, but boy, I saw a Sculptor's Cut this year. So, it's the third time I've walked away from a Sculptor's Cut. I don't know how many more I can do. I'll be real. Either way, these 4 games, none of these are especially interesting per se. Carmageddon 64 is a rare game. It's a violent game for the N64, so we'll start talking about it first. Carmageddon 64. As I said, it's a rare game, that's why it's valuable, and it's rare because it's a violent game. The original Carmageddon 64 was about running people over for the most part. This one's about running over zombies. For the N64 version, in order to even get released on the N64, they had to switch out all of the people you run over for zombies. So basically, it's a really unfun, kind of boring game where you race around a track and also you run over zombies. It's not a very good game. But I have it now. Battlezone. It's a first-person mech game or tank game. It's hard to say, realistically speaking. I haven't played a whole lot of it. I played maybe 10 minutes of it. I drove around on some sort of a moon and blew up some gun emplacements and some mechs and things. It's fine. Not really special so far, though again, I haven't really gotten into it. I'm looking forward to giving it a fair shot, though. Xena, the Warrior Princess, the Talisman of Fate. This is the second game by Titus that I've picked up here. Weirdly. It's a third-person action-adventure game. It's actually a fighting game, which I only found out after recording some footage, so hey, it's a fighting game. If you are from the 90s at all, you probably remember Xena Warrior Princess. This and Hercules were like the two medieval-style combat shows with interesting main characters. It was a popular show in the 90s. It was really, really campy. There's just not a whole lot to say, frankly. Video game's a third-person action-adventure game, I do believe. Not 100% sure. Yeah, no, it's still a fighting game. I'm still wrong here. Again, I've played each of these games for about 5 minutes, and that was mostly just to grab a little bit of gameplay footage. Maybe in the future I'll get more into it. Who knows? We'll give her a shot. And Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. Batman Beyond, a sequel to Batman the Animated Series, taking place in the far future. I believe of the early 2010s or something. It's not really, I don't actually know. It's made by Ubisoft, which is interesting, so that's fun. I remember specifically about this show a couple things. The first one is splicers. There were enemies called splicers. They were people that had mixed their genetics with animals via injections of the genetic code or whatever. Either way, there are people with, like, ram horns on their heads, or people with snake tongues and the ability to unhinge their jaws and eat children or whatever it was. That was like a big thing. He was always fighting the splicers. There was also like an old version of the Joker. He was just the Joker, but he was older, you know? Batman was a character, the original Bruce Wayne. I think the main character's name was Terry. Not really sure. And I remember the insults in this game, the slang that they had. He called his younger brother a twip. And it's just a fun little made-up insult, I guess. I don't know. It sticks out in my mind as something memorable from this. The game itself is a side-scrolling beat-em-up as far as I can tell. Again, I've played like 10 minutes of it. More in the future, who knows. Ah! I dropped my games! Those are the N64 games that I've picked up. I've only picked up a single PlayStation 1 game, and that is Crime Killer. Crime Killer has one of the most memorable cutscenes in all of history. If I remember, I'll play it now for you.
Oh no! Move! You gotta move! They killed him. They killed my dad. They killed him.
Either way, though, the setup is very simple. As a child, you watched your father, who was a cop, get killed on the job. And now, you're a cop. In the far future of the 21st century. You are a crime killer, with 3 heavily armored police vehicles and a license to kill. Armed, not armored. Patrol the streets at breakneck speeds and blah 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 blah. Who cares? It's 60 frames per second. That's pretty cool. So you got that. Nothing outruns the long arm of the law. So you got that too. And it has up to 2-player split screen capability. Very nice. You drive around, you blow up bad guys. I've played the first level. It's actually like a really fun game though, and I'm excited to play more of this one. This one I've got a lot of interest in actually. So, more of that definitely to come. There's a new Zelda game this year. It's The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. It's not what you might expect from a current generation Zelda game, as it's more of a top-down style. This game is really cool. There's been about 100 moments in the game so far where I felt really clever for doing something very simple, and I've only played like 2 hours of it. I have a lot more of this game to play. I really do enjoy it. Unfortunately, I just haven't sat down and really gotten into it. I think that a lot of people feel this way, is the interesting thing about Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I think that a lot of people look at it and go, what a beautiful game, what an interesting concept. It seems really cool and fun. And then you play for a couple hours and you're like, I don't know, man, there's just maybe something missing, or there's not a great hook from the word go. It's cool, it's different, it's interesting in some ways, but I don't know. After the initial hook, it feels like there's not a whole lot to keep dragging you through, maybe. I'm excited to play more of it, and I'm really interested in it conceptually, but I don't know, just getting myself to sit down and really dig into it hasn't happened yet. So, hopefully before long I really do get the chance to sit down and play some Zelda. Especially because it's one of my favorite series. Speaking of, Astrobot is a game series that I've played exactly 1 entry before this one in. It was the PlayStation 5 launch game. I believe it's just Astrobot Rescue Mission. That might be the VR game, I don't know. I haven't played the VR game, is the point that I'm getting at. I loved the launch title pack-in game that they had for the PS5. And so this was a day 1 purchase for me, which is pretty rare for me nowadays. I tend to sort of hold off on buying things as they come out. That being said, it comes with a cute little comic, which is really nice. It's got a reversible cover, which is really cute. And I'll tell you what, this is definitely up there for my game of the year. This is one of the most fun games, just from a gameplay perspective, that I've played at least this year, that's for sure. The characters are fine, they're very cute, there's 1,000 of them or whatever. Who knows? I think I ended up collecting over 300. They did some weekly DLCs for a while. I don't know if they're still doing them. I haven't jumped back in to do those. They're time trials and that sort of thing. Which I really... You know what? I might actually do that later, don't I? But either way, I absolutely love this game. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. This one of the most fantastic games I've played in a long time. Absolutely love Astrobot. Now we're getting into the Xbox games. So, you know what? We'll start with the original Xbox. I got Area 51. It's a shooter. Oh, I don't have the manual. Sad. But yeah, it's a game. You shoot aliens. I went to visit a game store, and I was with some other folks, and one of the guys said that this was a game that he really thought was great from his childhood. And I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll pick it up and give it a shot. Why not? You get to unleash destruction with fearsome human and alien weaponry. That's cool. You get to battle an enemy unlike anything you've ever faced. Okay. You got biological mutations that give you alien-enhanced physical abilities. Amazing. And there's intense multiplayer team battles. 4-player split screen or multiplayer online with up to 16 players. I don't know if I don't think that's still up. At least not the official way. Either way, it's a shooty alien game. I really got to give it a shot because I haven't even sat down with it yet. Let's go. X-Blades. Under $20. This game is really bad. I actually already owned this game on PC. I didn't know it was on Xbox 360. I've played a little bit of it. How much did I pay for it? Not a lot. Almost $20 actually, which is significantly more than this game is worth. Oh my god. This is a terrible game. There's like a pseudo remake / sequel of it too, called I think Blades of Time. Point is, how do I put this? The world is super bland. This game 100% sold on the character design. The character design. She's got a womb tattoo. Alright, moving on. Alpha Protocol, the espionage RPG. This is a fairly infamous Obsidian game. It's one of those games that they expected to sell gangbusters, and it definitely has like an enormous cult following. It just came out, I think, this year on GOG again, or GOG, however you want to say it, whatever. This game has a very strong cult following. It had a lot of promise to it, and it was very interesting, if nothing else. I will say, though, it had a lot of very mixed reviews from what I remember when it came out. I actually own it on PC, I think, as well. I think I picked it up during a Steam sale like a decade ago, and I know I played some of it there. But, I don't know, I saw this, and for some reason, this time around, it just caught my eye, so I just kind of snagged it. Will I ever actually play it? I don't know. Who knows about these things? But it's just one of those games that's really interesting to find, I think. Speaking of, Metal Gear Rising. I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games. I haven't. I've wanted to. I've actually wanted to give them a shot for a long time. Familiar with all the memes and the jokes about them and how they're basically just movies anyways. But this game, especially when it comes to memery, is very, very infamous. Got the manual. Nice. It's... Man, I don't even know where to start with this. I haven't fired it up. Again, big meme energy from this game. That's what I know about it right now. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Looky there. And Lego Star Wars. The action figure set things, or the buildable bricks, whatever you want to call them. All 9 films in one game. It's Star Wars, it's Lego Star Wars. These games are really fun and good. And honestly, like, I sat down and played part of this game with my friend for the charity stream we did. It's still a blast. All these years later. We played this game together on Xbox 360, like, all the way up till now. This is just one of those games that is good. It is a good, fun game. It's, you know, very accessible for families. It's a great game to play with kids. But even if you're just two, like, jaded adults like we are, it's really fun and funny to sit down and just beat the tar out of each other as little Lego bricks sometimes. Really, really fun game. Unfun game, Dark Souls Remastered also exists. I finally picked up Dark Souls Remastered. I was discussing this game with some folks and about the fact that I had never actually beaten it. Well, guess what? Now I have. I bought this game, I sat down with it, and I did not stop until it was done. I actually beat Dark Souls Remastered. It took a long time. It took a lot of effort. It took me reading a fucking wiki. But I did it. It is finished. I have beaten Dark Souls Remastered. Oh, boy. I understand some more memes now. That's pretty cool, I guess. It was, Alright, this game is like... It's like a drug. Because the high you get whenever you defeat a boss after your 40th attempt is like... God, it is like nothing else, and I'll give it that. But the slog between those hits can be very difficult to deal with. It's Dark Souls. People love it for a reason. It gets you high. There you go. Resident Evil 4. It's Resident Evil 4. Is this the remake? I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? It's Resident Evil 4. There you go. I've never played a single Resident Evil game until last year when I played 1 and 2 remakes. I saw this on the shelf and I snagged it. So there you go. I'm excited to play it, but I gotta play 3 first. But yeah, zombie hunting, zombie killing, or I guess in this game, monsters, because they're not considered zombies at this point, because you're in Europe, and they have head... Ah, no, I dropped it. They have head explodey monster things. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's considered one of the all-time great video games, not just Resident Evil games, and I will play it eventually. Speaking of Elden Ring, I did not buy this game. I was given this game for free. It was a thank you from a friend who asked me to clean up some of his video games. He had this and he was not planning to play it because he does not actually own an Xbox Series X or Xbox One. He got it in a lot of games. And so he was like, just clean up the rest of the games and get them back to me and you can keep Elden Ring. And I was like, that sounds like a deal. I have not fired up Elden Ring. I have installed it. It is on my Xbox. It is ready to play. It has been ready to play for some time. I beat Dark Souls Remastered this year. That's enough for this year. Maybe next year I'll start Elden Ring. We'll see. Or maybe next year I'll start Dark Souls 2. That is almost all of the games that I've purchased. But I also ordered some games from afar. Beat 'em on! Again, kids of the 90s, you might remember the beat 'em on thing. It was a very short-lived thing in the US even then. I have no idea anything about this game, basically, except that it's beat 'em on. They were these little collapsible toy game things. But I have a Japanese game for the N64. Let's look at the cover. Look at that. Don't you want to give that game a whirl? Oh, that's a beautiful noise. Yeah. I don't know anything about this game. I got this game in a lot from Japan. So that one, Marita Shogi. Shogi is Japanese chess. That's literally, this guy is Marita. He's very good at it, I hear. This complete in box. Yoshiharu Habu's Japanese chess for advanced players. Japanese shogi. It's shogi. Let's go. This is a Konami soccer game, J-League, and then some. Look at all these Japanese words. It's soccer. Football. Okay. Here's what I was actually after. Custom Robo. There's a little bit of damage to the box here, which makes me very sad. But I got it for a really good deal, so it is what it is. More 90s anime character style stuff. We didn't get Custom Robo in the States until the GameCube, but Custom Robo had 2 versions on the Nintendo 64. This is one of them. Is this the first or the second? Oh god, I don't remember. I'll throw it up as maybe a note somewhere. Either way, I got it. I ordered it from Sendico. Not sponsored. But, there we go. I got Custom Robo, so that'll be going on the shelf if nothing else. And then I also got... I mean, do I have to explain... I shouldn't have to explain what this game is to you. It's obvious. It's, I got... It's from Japan. That's... I have that. That is a game that I now own. Yep. I actually think this game was somewhat, not very expensive, but like one of those middle of the road, like $20 to $40 titles, you know what I mean? It's here. I have it. It's physical. Cool, right? So there you go. That's basically all of the games that I've purchased in the past 6 months. It doesn't seem like a lot when you put them all in one place, but I'll be real. I've been spending money on cameras and stuff this year. It's just, I'm lucky that I could even buy this many games. Maybe in another 6 months I'll have more games to talk about, but oh my god, I can't the Christmas is coming up. I got relatives to buy stuff for. I'll be lucky to buy another video game in the next 6 months. I'll be real. But, if I do, I'll make a video. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching this rambling madness that I've created. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again soon. I hope this video gets more than 7 views, but if it doesn't, that's fine too. I appreciate you no matter what. Hit the button at the below with the subscribe and the like and all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. My friends and I did a large charity stream and raised a bunch of money for sick kids, which was awesome. We're really happy about how that went. And we're still raising money through the end of the year, so if you want to chip in on that, I'll leave a link down below in the description.